person when a few stand with the courage. That is the courage exhibited by the leaders in this room every day. To stand, to have the courage to say, I feel fear. The courage to say what is happening is wrong. The courage to say that there is a way that we must chart to get through this. Understanding our power in the democracy we still have if we hold on to it. Courage is contagious.
What could have been, everyone? What could have been? That, of course, was former Vice President Kamala Harris speaking at a summit of women leaders earlier this evening. It's one of the first times we've seen her speak out since her November election loss. She hasn't been out there a ton. We'll see if she comes out more. She also spoke about the current state of fear in our country.
We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
First of all, she predicted a lot of these things that were going to happen, and many people are definitely scared. We see that out there. But we're also seeing that people are going out in full force to resist, with mass mobilization across the country, including a huge nationwide rally called Hands Off, planned on Saturday. And joining me now is one of the people headlining the rally in D.C., Congressman Jamie Raskin, who is, of course, a Democrat of Maryland, also ranking member of the Judiciary Committee. Congressman, it's great to see you. First, it's been a pretty good week for Democrats, I think. A week where people saw lots of candidates announce they were going to run. You saw Senator Booker do an overnight inspiring moment on the floor. Lots of good things happening in Wisconsin. And you're going to be the headline speaker for the Hands Off rally, as I mentioned, in D.C., with an expected attendance of 12,500 people. We'll see. Where do you see this mobilization effort against the Trump administration policies at this moment?
Well, I was telling everybody back when people were complaining about where's the Democratic leadership, where's the energy, where's the focus, that it takes a while to fully absorb the shock of these events. I mean, we're talking about a full-blown attempt at an authoritarian takeover of our country and a purge of federal workers, and we're being hit on all fronts. But now everybody is in a fighting mood. I am down here in Orlando, Florida, with my buddy Maxwell Frost. He just kicked off his year-long organizing program, and he's the co-chair of Democracy Summer. We're going to be announcing Democracy Summer. We're hoping to have more than 1,000 young people across the country working full-time on Democratic campaigns and studying with great Democratic heroes of the past. The energy is extraordinary. It's astounding. What is this, a Thursday night? There were, 350 people just packed in the firefighters hall, and lots of people couldn't get in. Everywhere, all over America, people understand the stakes now. The entire country, as we know it, is on the line with these people, and they are in a full-blown effort to turn the government into a gangster state. And Donald Trump is doing everything in his power to disable the crime and corruption fighting capacity of the FBI and the Department of Justice, so he can just use it to go after his political adversaries. But meantime, the real corruption is just running amok, and these people are not opponents of corruption, waste, fraud, and abuse, as they keep saying. They are agents of corruption and instruments of waste.
Is what I heard. And as I heard fire, it seems like we are talking about an administration that has been hell-bent on firing government workers. They are hell-bent on engaging in fire sales of our government buildings. And while we are at it, they are lighting the Social Security on fire, Medicaid on fire, Medicare on fire, 401ks on fire, Department of Education on fire. And instead, what we need to light on fire are Trump's tariffs. Let's talk about the fact that as of March 30th, Trump's golfing has cost us approximately $26 million. And the last time I checked, we're not getting anything in return for that. So I will get back on my remarks, but I just wanted to point out that maybe we need to talk about the president and his golfing habits.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 16. There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Kol Holayim La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rekat Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 16. There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. And that's what these elites want to brew up. They want to cause that division, that sedition, for the people to run amok, for all hell to break loose, for the people to completely be rebellious against the government, be rebellious against the laws. Okay, to take justice in their own hands, to literally, straddle the fence, as they say, if I'm saying it right, or shake the fence, something like that. Because this devil, he's very crafty, very deceitful. And, you got Kamala Harris basically trying to say, I told you so. And they doing stuff like this, to rouse people up, to cause people to get more amped up, and to put courage on their spirits. Okay, to bring forth, martial law, to bring forth everything that they want to do to be justified in doing, because the people are out of control and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's all part of an agenda. Okay, everything is done and being done for a complete purpose, for their purpose. Okay, so again, 2nd Esdras 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, because that division is going to cause these Babylonians, these Egyptians, to go against each other, because you're going to have the left and the right, which they don't realize that regardless of it being the left and the right, it's still on one bird. It's still one purpose, one goal. Okay? And again, they're using certain tactics to rouse you people up. As you see in this right there, that they're talking about, Camilla coming up speaking and saying, I told you so, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. You should have chose me. Now he is bringing that that regretful type of feeling that, we made a mistake by voting. Your vote really doesn't fucking matter, because presidents are selected, not elected. Okay? But it's going to go to a point where these people are not going to regard or take heed to the laws, or take heed to anything that is to establish any authority by the government, by the judicial system, etc. Okay, because it's division. Matter of fact, let's grab that, because I spoke for the third time, so let's grab that. And when the kingdom is divided, it cannot stand, man. And that's what you're literally seeing, man. And this is part of prophecy. Okay, and only the true prophets are giving you these warnings and giving you the measurements of times to take heed and pinpoint in the point in our position that we're in right now, so we can be prepared and know exactly what's going on in prophecy according to the scriptures. St. Mark chapter 3 verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Because also too, we must recognize and acknowledge that Trump said this, Trump said that. But some of the stuff that he did say that he's actually doing. But we know how this goes when it goes to election times. They give you all these sweet, smooth promises and don't come through with those promises. And that's all that's being done. Okay, there's no way in hell that you applying turfs, if I'm saying it correctly, upon these other nations was really going to be affecting the consumers, you Babylonians' pockets, because everything's going to be inflation. Okay, the taxes is going to increase. The costs of the percentage of things are going to be amplified. Okay, St. Mark 3 verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And that's what you're about to see. You're seeing Satan go against Satan. Okay, you're seeing, right now, that April 5th protest was a bunch of Edomites. Okay, you had a manly ass woman, studs and dykes, named Christina, but they said call me Chris for short. Out there protesting. Okay, you got patriots and liberals. In the midst of all that, you got the gays, the alphabet. You got the patriots, the diehard National Firearm Association, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever it is. You all these people that really are diehard American lovers out there protesting because they believe, which is true, that they're getting fucked because you're not a part of the plan. You're not a part of the NWO. Okay, so the Lord is literally causing forth that division, stirring up that strife, and making you Edomites go against each other, man. Okay, and this is all part, first and foremost, of Yahweh Shem Yahweh's plan, but also a part of the devil's plan, because he wants to, collapse the dollar. Okay, because again, Trump has signed certain things in act for digital funding to excommunicate, to X out paper currency into, again, also the main thing is to have wire transfers go digitally for payments. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, also too, I believe they want to start applying this to law in June to make wire and credit card transfers or payments as a main thing and money obsolete. Okay, but let's continue, because again, man, it's going to cause a whole bunch of division, because that mirth, that joy, that lavish, comfortable lifestyle that you Americans have had for so long is literally being taken away from you, man. Isaiah 19 verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what the Lord is doing, man. You're going to have a lot of civil unrest, a lot of race riots, race wars. Okay, basically the purge, man. You're literally going to be witnessing the purge in 4K. Okay, why do you think these movies, Civil War, The Purge 1, 2, and 3, etc., why do you think these movies are made, man? This man is literally showing you what is going to be brought forth in the future, man. And the Lord has put the spirit on this devil to do these things, man. So you're literally going to be seeing these Babylonians, these Egyptians, these red silverback cave gorillas, and you heathens and you Israelites going at it, man. Okay, because a lot of people is not going to be able to get goods. There's going to be a lot of invasion of homes. all types of things, man. It's going to be brought forth, man. Okay, because when that dollar collapse, again, it's going to be an inflation on a lot of merchandise here in this society. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it was either China or Japan that has literally disconnected from the dollar. If not today, yesterday, or some way. I heard something, Salaki. I heard something that a brother brought out. I think it might have been Elder Malcolm, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly what it said, but I think he said like something. It knocked the dollar down either like 30 to 63% or something like that. I'm not too sure. I think it was on today's lesson when I was watching it. I watch a lot of lessons while I'm at the plantation, man. But I believe it was Elder Malcolm that stated that fact. Okay, but you're gonna have a lot of perilous times in this very future. A lot of judgment, a lot of merciless, no sympathy, no empathy, no nothing here on Babylon the Great, man. Okay, because again, man, this is a time that's gonna be brought forth, man. Like Yahweh Shai said, let's grab that. A time like a time that has never been seen before. Salakia. I'm excited. Forgive me. This is St. Matthew's 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be. Now, even though he was talking about 70 AD, it's also referring to this time, because this time it's going to be even worse, man. Because again, a lot of stuff is going to be brought back. You're going to be having people, eating each other. People eating their babies. Cannibalism is going to be brought back. Okay, you women, all that mouth you got now, you won't be having that mouth in the very near future. And we'll see if you need a man then. There's going to be a lot of lawlessness in this society. It's going to be a lot of violence, a lot of bloodshed. Okay, a lot of nasty work. Okay, and the Lord is going to put the spirit. The Lord is already putting the spirit back on these devils, that old spirit, but he's going to rouse and he's going to intensely increase the spirit of the Edomites against you Israelites, because a lot of you Israelites need your wake-up call. A lot of you Israelites need to realize who this man is, because you're fucking stupid. And that's the best way for me to say it, man. Those of you that want to, he's not the devil, he's not this, he's not that, you're supposed to love your brother, all this, all that. Cool, we'll see. We'll see, because the Lord is putting that spirit back on them, man. See, because now that, Trump is in office, they have a comfort, basically, they're able to go back how they was before, but now worse. When he was in office from the first time, now it's worse. They're able to express and boldly wear that pride on their shoulder, and wear that racism, that hatred, that perpetual hatred towards you tribes, man. Okay, because that time is going to be brought forth again, as it says, was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be, man. It's going to be all out hell, all out chaos, man. And there, it's starting with your pockets, man. Okay, because it's going to get to a point you won't be able to get this, you won't be able to get that. Okay, it's going to get to a point you might lose your job. It's going to get to a point you might not be able to pay your mortgage, your rent, your car note, this and that. Okay, everything is going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Okay, because again, let's continue. And then, again, with all that happening, there's going to be martial law, UN troops, foreign troops, because you're going to have these police that made that what is that that agreement towards the Constitution, all that. They're not going to abide by it. So they're going to have to bring in foreign troops to try to formulate some type of order in Babylon. It's the 2nd Esdras 16, starting off at verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot, because Esau, he also has an agenda to execute a lot of people to have a certain amount to control. Okay, they want to control, just like you have in China and Japan, if I'm not mistaken, population control. You're only allowed to have a certain amount of kids. Okay, they want to be in control of everything, man. Basically what it is perpetual slavery. Verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection. Insurrection, man. Okay, all types of mayhem, all types of chaos, all types of lawlessness. Okay, because people are going to lose their damn minds, because the so-called self-proclaimed white nation doesn't believe, and they pea brains that their leaders of their own nation would do the things that they would do to their country, that they would be ruthless and disregard them, disrespect them, and not even think about the people of their nation for their own greed. Okay, you literally have these people literally believe and think that their own people would not do the things that are being done right now, man. Literally. Okay? But there's going to be a great insurrection. Matter of fact, I want to look up that word insurrection. I want to look it up real quick. Insurrection. Slakia. God, come on, man. Why is it doing that? I don't know why I did that, man. Salakia. Alright, insurrection.
Insurrection.
It says a violent uprising against an authority or government. Okay, and that's what's brewing right now, because again they got Kamala Harris speaking to, and she's speaking to women. She's speaking to women leaders and shit. Like, y'all, man, come man, I ain't even gonna speak on it, but she's speaking to women leaders, man, because again, man, you have that great feminine spirit that's gonna be put back in its place. That feminine spirit is gonna be non-existent in the very near future. Okay, but insurrection.
Insurrection.
A violent uprising against an authority or government. Okay, so that's what's going to be brought forth. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection and violent uprising against an authority or government. And that's what's brewing right now. That's what's being brought forth, man. That's what's being roused. That's what the people's being roused up for. Okay, because this devil's doing everything in haste. Okay, Operation Warp Speed. Who made that? Trump. In his first term, he made the Operation Warp Speed, and now he's back to complete the Operation Warp Speed. Okay, that also goes to the scripture, Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, death, destruction to you devils, death, destruction to the wicked, death, destruction to anybody that loves how the world is structured, how it's being ran. Okay, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So this devil knows that he has a short time. So this devil is making haste. He's working overtime, overdrive, no days off, no sleep. Okay, he's trying to achieve his agenda. He's trying to achieve his goal. So he's going to do any and everything, okay, by any means necessary. No love, no compassion, no sympathy, no empathy, no mercy. Okay, with the government, the elites, the 1%ers, whatever you want to call them, what they're literally telling you through the presidency, through the government, through the ones that they set up as puppets, they're literally telling you, fuck you. Okay? Point blank period, man. They're literally telling you, fuck you. Okay? But let's close out, because the point is made, man. because these devils think they're the Most High, and they've literally been showing all you Israelites and all you heathens and their own people, because they painted the images of our Heavenly Father, His Son, our forefathers, our relatives, the angels, as them. So they've literally told you people for hundreds of years that they don't need the Most High's ways. They're not going to take heed to the Most High's ways. They're not going to acknowledge the righteous way. They're not going to even glorify or even speak of or do of what's commanded from the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? So this is Job 21, verses 14 to 15. Therefore, they say unto the Most High, Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, depart from us. And they're not saying this now. This was been stated since they gotten rulership. Because again, they have painted the Most High as them. So if with them painting the Most High, the Son, the angels, the Israelites as them, they're saying this is the right way. The way that we have given you, that's the right way. And now we're changing that way into a better way that is better than the Bible. That's how proud and pompous these damn devils are, man. They're saying what the Lord has given you when this Bible is not right. But what we have given you is going to be correct. And this is the new order. This is the new structure. This is the new formula that we're going to accumulate. And that's going to be risen in this new world to come. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Because they believe the knowledge of their ways is above and beyond than the Lord's. They believe what the Lord has done is not right. So they have to bring order out of chaos. They have to bring chaos and then bring the order. They create mayhem and mischief and bring the order. They create enemies, fund the wars, and then bring order. This man is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. And you people are going to find out the hard way. Verse 15. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? So they're basically saying that we're the Almighty. You're going to pray unto us. We're your gods. We're your kings. We are the ones that rule the earth. Okay? And that's what they're literally attempting to do before your eyes. And they're literally going to demolish, break down the economy harshly, dramatically, and watch you people suffer while they eat popcorn and laugh and literally think they're going to complete their agenda. Prophecy is folding, it's unfolding right before our eyes. Adawan Ratazah. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Kol Holayim La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Kwadash, Watha Wada Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Kwadash, for putting the Spirit on me, my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders, brothers on down, for doing these epistles to enlighten you, to inform you, to edify you, and uplift you through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. May the blessing and election and protection be upon you and your household. Out of one Ratazah into the next one. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.